Queen's Quest has a new member for their battle against Orotai. I am Chris with the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom March 11th, 2022, available on Stardom's YouTube channel. Stardom put on a neat concept show, a showcase of new and upcoming Joshi talent from Stardom and other promotions, thus explains the name New Blood. It was headlined by the first match of the newest Stardom member, Miyu Amasaki. This show was a multi-camera show with no commentary. The first match was between Momo Kogo and from the Chocopro promotion, Sayaka. This match was quick and had a pretty basic story. Sayaka tried to take out Momo's knee to slow her down. The match started with a lockup and Momo followed that with a couple of drop kicks. Sayaka tried to put Momo in a bow and arrow hold, but Momo reversed it and put Sayaka in a bow and arrow hold that was better. After trading body slams, Sayaka did a cool little move where she tried to overextend Momo's knee backwards. Then the submission attempt started. Through the rest of the match, Sayaka kept trying to put submission holds on Momo's leg, targeting her knee. Momo was able to escape the holds though, and hit a 619, a top rope draw kick, and finally a bridging suplex for the pinfall victory. The next match was a tag team match, Cosmic Angels vs. Marvelous. Unagi Sayaka and Waka Tsukiyama against Maria and Ai Hozan from the Marvelous promotion. This match was a more aggressive match than the previous one on the card. It felt like this was the first step in a Maria vs. Unagi feud. Unagi Sayaka and Maria started and just kept dodging each other's strikes before they traded drop kicks and both tagged out. Waka Tsukiyama and Ai Hozan came in and started trading forearms. Both of them were showing some nice fire. The next time Maria was tagged in, she started targeting Waka's arm with kicks and submission holds. Throughout the rest of the match, whenever Waka and Maria were against each other, Maria would target Waka's arm. In the middle of the match, when not against Waka, Maria and Unagi were trading boots to the face along with other strikes. Maria had done enough damage throughout the match to Waka Tsukiyama's arm that finally she gave in. After a painful-looking cranking armbar-like submission, Waka submitted and Maria got the win for Marvelous. After the bell, there was a bit of brawling between Maria and Unagi. The third match on the card involved only Stardom members, Mai Sakurai and Mirai, on one team against Saya Kamitani and Lady C. All four of these wrestlers have less than 3 years of wrestling experience, so that is why they were on the show. This match was pretty action-packed, and I didn't really have any high expectations before the match, but they were surpassed. Lady C and Mai Sakurai started for their teams, and the match was pretty conventional for a bit. The match went up a gear, I felt, when Mirai came into the ring to help double-team Lady C. After that, the aggression from both teams went up. Everyone got a chance to shine this match, even Lady C and Mai Sakurai. I liked when Mai and Lady C were just trading boosts to the face. Then Mai Sakurai was scraping her boot against the face of a prone Lady C. Saya Kamitani did some high flying and a nice crossbody from the top rope to the outside onto Mirai and Mai Sakurai. And I always am impressed by Mirai's athleticism and strength, which were on display. It wouldn't be a Stardom show without a time limit draw. Mirai and Saya Kamitani were trading big moves, but time was called right when Saya hit one of her finishers, the Star Crusher. Mirai and Saya Kamitani had good chemistry, I felt, when in the ring together. After the match, Mirai cut an emotional promo about how it's been 11 years since the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, and that event changed her life and showed her energy and power of pro wrestling, and she wants to share that with everyone. The next match was a tag match, with teams from Stardom and the Just Tap Out promotion. Just Tap Out was Oi with Tomoka Inabu versus the Stardom team of Hanan with the returning Saya Ida. Saya Ida had been injured for about 11 months, and she did show a bit of ring rust, but was still pretty good in her return. Oi came into the ring and did a bit of breakdancing for her entrance. Saya Ida and Tomoka Inabu started for their teams and traded holds and locks before Saya Ida shoulder tackled Tomoka Inabu down and then responded with a quick drop kick. Both tagged out and Hanan and Oi came in. Coming from a promotion called Just Tap Out, Oi and Tomoka Inabu showed great submission skills. Oi seemed to be targeting Hanan's arm, while when Tomoka Inabu was in the match, she targeted Hanan's leg. You could tell Oi was the least experienced. She has under 1 year of experience, but her selling is already at a good level. It makes sense a dancer would have good body control. As for Saya Ida, she showed off some nice lariats and a great top corner shoulder tackle. She won the match for her team with a spinning brainbuster on Oi, but it did take her 2 tries. Saya Ida will shake off the rust after a couple more matches. The fifth match on the card was a tag team battle between Stardom and Diana. Starlight Kid with Ruwaka versus the team of Haraku, Umasaki, and Nanami. This was a good match overall. 3 of the 4 wrestlers in the match, Starlight Kid, Ruaka, and Huraka Umasaki, are very good wrestlers. While Nanami may be green, she shows a lot of potential. Nanami and Uruaka started with a lockup, but Uruaka overpowered Nanami with shoulder tackle pretty quickly. Starlight Kid was tagged in, and her and Uruaka kept pressure on Nanami for a while. When Huraka Umasaki was tagged in, the balance of the match shifted. Haruka and Starlight Kid had a great section in the match and just showed off great in-ring chemistry. First, they were trading stiff forearms before Starlight Kid hit a swinging neckbreaker and attempted a top rope twisting frog splash, which Haruka dodged. Haruka Umasaki then hit a brainbuster on Starlight Kid, followed that with a top corner twisting frog splash. I always like when a wrestler uses the other wrestler's move on them. The match felt even when Haruka Umasaki was in for her team, but when Nanami was tagged in, the Diana team lost any advantage soon after. Starlight Kid and Uruaka hit Nanami with a double team facebuster move, and Starlight Kid followed that with a top corner moonsault for the pin and victory. After the match, Starlight Kid and Haruka Umasaki traded a few words. It sounds like they may fight again in the future. That brings us to the main event, the debut match of the new Stardom roster member Miyu Umasaki versus Utami Hayashishita. This match was wrestled at a slower pace than the previous matches on the card, but it was still compelling to watch. I didn't really know what to expect considering it was Miyu Umasaki's first match, but I was pleasantly surprised. Utami Hayashishita and Miyu Umasaki started with some holds and mat work, and while Utami is much better than Miyu Umasaki, she more than held her own. Utami Hayashishita was in control of pretty much the whole match, but Miyu Umasaki got a couple spots to shine. There was one move that Miyu Umasaki hit that made me say wow out loud when it happened. It was a double arm hook jumping facebuster with the splits. I had not seen that move before and it looked great. Before the match, Utami did say she was really excited about the new wrestler they have been training, and I can see why. She is athletic, flexible, sells well, and for someone's first match was pretty smooth. Utami Hayashishita won the match with a bridging German suplex for the pinfall victory. After the match, Utami Hayashishita got on the mic and offered Miyu Umasaki a spot in Queen's Quest, which she agreed to. Queen's Quest is starting to build themselves up after the Momo Watanabe defection. This show wasn't really what you would call a work rate show, but was more spotlight on the young Joshi talent that may not be main eventing now but will be in the future. I enjoyed it greatly, but I like to watch talent develop, so it may not be for everyone. The next Stardom show is on the 12th and will consist mostly of Queen's Quest vs. Odotai matches. I have to thank Karen Peterson from Post Wrestling for her translations for some of the Japanese promos. This has been the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom March 11th, 2022. Thanks for listening.